Ben opened the door expecting dinner. Claire didn't smile. She didn't say hello. She only looked at him, her voice low, almost ashamed. "My kids are in the car. They haven't eaten." The words landed heavy. He felt them deeper than he expected, not because he wasn't ready, but because he knew that hunger. He knew what it meant to walk into a room carrying children and shame in the same breath. Tyler peeked up from the couch, flashlight clutched tight, socks mismatched, his curiosity sharper than fear. "Dad, what if she's a robot? You met her online." Ben straightened his collar, forcing warmth into the tension. "Then I'll just reprogram her to like tacos." Claire didn't laugh. Her hands stayed still. Her shoulders stayed locked. Shame pressed heavier than fear, the kind of shame worn from too many eyes that judged too fast. Ben didn't hesitate. "Bring them in. Tacos don't judge." The kids ate in silence, gripping forks with both hands, chewing slow, afraid of making noise. Claire didn't eat. She sat at the edge of the chair as if already preparing to stand and leave. Ben filled the silence with something truer than chatter. He told her he had been a single parent at 26. That he knew the walk where you hide your hunger, hide your tired eyes, because people assume things when they see too much need. Claire blinked fast, the words cutting deeper than he could guess. Her voice slipped out, fragile, almost an apology. "I was going to cancel. I turned around twice." Ben's voice was quiet, steady, sure. "Good, because I think this night was meant to be." For a moment, the weight in the room shifted. His warmth felt safe. But somewhere, unseen, a shadow was already watching. Dinner stayed muted. Claire pushed food around her plate, the kids glanced up but never spoke. The silence wasn't absence. It was thick, pressed into every small breath. She tried again, softer, guilty. "I was going to cancel. I turned around twice." He repeated it, firmer, his eyes steady on hers. "Good, because I think this night was meant to be." But her eyes betrayed her. They darted once, hand curling into her sleeve with the kind of muscle memory that comes from too many years of flinching. Ben lowered his voice. "Is someone following you?" Her eyes didn't blink. They were tired, hollow, still holding the fight she wished she'd already lost. "I don't know. I didn't think he'd still be watching me after all this time." She looked away as if speaking the truth was betrayal. Then she spoke again, voice harder. "My ex doesn't want custody. He wants control. He checks the GPS on my car. If I drive somewhere he didn't approve, he calls." Ben leaned forward, unwavering. "I'm not letting you walk back into that." Her voice cracked. "Why are you being kind to someone you barely know?" His reply came with no hesitation. "Because someone once showed me kindness when I didn't deserve it, and it saved me." And with that, it stopped being a dinner. It became something else entirely. For a few days, peace pretended to settle. The kids laughed. They slept through the night. Claire's daughter called him Mr. Tacos. Ben didn't correct her. He let it stay. Then the knock came, shattering the calm. It wasn't gentle. It hit like it belonged to the house. Ben opened the door. The man on the other side smirked, sharp and cruel. "Name's Chase. I'm here for my kids." Ben didn't move. "They're not yours to come take." Claire stepped up, her voice steady even as her hands trembled. "You haven't seen them in 5 months. Court said visitation starts next week. You missed the hearing again." Chase's jaw flexed, the smirk curling tighter. He leaned in close enough for his words to sting. "Enjoy the show while it lasts. You don't know who you're messing with." He didn't come to take them tonight. He came only to prove that he could. When the door closed, Claire's composure cracked. She sat down, shaking, the weight of secrets finally pushing through. Her words fell out fast, jagged. He had ruined her credit. He had stolen her name. Debt collectors called every day, some tied to his family, some to his cousin in a private firm. When she tried to report it, the officer she spoke to laughed it off, drinks with Chase every Friday. Her voice steadied as she reached into her bag. She pulled out a flash drive, placed it on the table like it weighed more than steel. Everything's on here. Bank transfers, names, accounts, stuff he doesn't want traced. Ben stared at it. Then he took it. War began without either of them saying the word. But war was never one-sided. Ben felt it before he saw it. He crouched, checked, and there it was, a small GPS tracker, hidden where she would never find it. He placed it on the table between them. I don't think he's hiding this. I think he wants you to know he's watching. Claire covered her mouth with her hand, her shoulders locked in fear she had tried to bury. Ben made a call. An analyst owed him a favor. The answer came fast, the device was registered to a shell company, money tied directly to Chase's family trust. Claire's words came without hesitation. Then he tries to destroy everything. But the analyst hesitated, voice low, almost warning. Someone inside the DA's office was already feeding information back to Chase. Every step forward was already in his hands. Claire's daughter screamed before the phone call ended. At the school gates, Chase stood waiting, pretending casual, scrolling his phone as if he belonged there. Ben's car barely stopped before he stepped out and walked fast, locked in. Chase smirked. You touch me and I'll have you arrested. Ben didn't slow. Do it. He stopped just inches away, his words a knife. Maybe ask your family lawyer how those fake loan files ended up in the state's financial crimes division. The smirk cracked. Ben leaned closer, his voice steady, final. You come near her again, near the kids. I won't just expose you. I'll bury you in every truth you tried to bury her with. Chase didn't laugh this time. He didn't argue. He turned, walked away. Not with fear. With calculation. Because he didn't need fists. He had courts, money, and friends in uniform. The hit came fast. An emergency custody petition. Filed, stamped, pushed through overnight. Claire sat outside the courthouse, hands locked, eyes glassed. Her voice cracked with regret. I should have run. Ben stayed beside her, silent, as a court officer leaned down, whispering what was never meant to be spoken. Someone paid for this to move overnight. Not just Chase, higher up. Much higher up. The words hit harder than fists. There was no resolution. No safety. No clean end. Only the noose pulling tighter, leaving them, and everyone listening, tense, breathless, waiting.